I'm in Kochi for the Kochi Musiclfiles Biennale 2026. Kochi is in Kerala and is a coastal city with backwaters coming into the very entrails of its geography. Water is something which is like a presence, a memory, bloodstream of this city, and its entire economy has been wrapped around tales of trade and how it was both a symbol of prosperity and captivity because of its prosperity. I'm here for the Biennale, walking through the exhibits, the installations, the art, which is strewn all over the city, in abandoned warehouses, in art galleries, on streets, in clubs, in restaurants, in industrial complexes. The city is immersed in art, particularly the part which houses Fort Kochi. And the intriguing part is that whenever we are viewing art in rooms, through windows and doors, we can see the waters. So what I did was, in a number of places, as I saw the art, I recorded my thoughts. This entire episode is those thoughts, which are little pieces of poetry in their own way. This is the first time I've done something of this kind. It is flawed. The sound is often not very good. But I would love your views on this. This is the place where children painted in front of the water, in front of the sea, and they saw the freedom there. And then they looked inside and saw the absence of it. And they painted the skies and the waters, and they painted what was within. So there was black, there was blue, there was doom, there was gloom, but always, always a window from which you could see the birds flying and the water flowing and the boats passing by. And the sudden glimpses of water through windows in rooms which had paintings and sculptures and installations full of anguish and insight. And then the sky, the water, the boats passing by, life carrying on in all its ordinary and magnificent manner. This is what art does. It juxtaposes, brings the wounds, and then brings the healing process. How can you ever say we are in control when violence presses against our walls on a daily basis? There is too much which we do not have control on, and we are just bystanders trying to make sense of what's happening to us. And then the walls crumble, the ceiling falls off, our baby is there on the bed, and we are standing beside trying to hold things up. But we are never, ever in control. I look out of my window and I see a cemetery. It's called the Dutch Cemetery. The entire place is strewn with old gravesides, unadorned, unlooked after, just as a presence, a memory of a presence. They have not touched it. They could have. But it is an acknowledgement that a city is often vestiges of its marauders and attackers, because people who have stayed in a city and made it its own in their own rapacious ways or malevolent ones always leave their traces behind, which flows through the bloodstreams of a city. And beyond the cemetery, I can see the backwaters merging into the sea till the horizon. Nothing can be seen except the skies meeting the waters. Very symbolic, because here is death and there is the limitlessness of the universe. And I wonder that here I am, just as a visitor, to see some art, to immerse myself in what other people think of life, of the worlds they live in, of what they feel, what they observe, and how they put their talents into installations and paintings and sculptures, which somehow underneath their hands take on a shape which is so tangible, so sensitive, that you can see life, you can see animation in those inanimate representations. This whole city is symbolic of the state which is economically dying. And as it often happens, it is in such places that art flourishes, as if this is the place, this is the angst, this is the sorrow, the anguish, which is the fertilizer of everything creative. The biennale is representative of that, because it has pieces which continuously remind us the times we are going through all over the world. But I wish it would also stop by and talk about the little happinesses which make our lives worth living, even within the crucible of this grief. Because for me, the cemetery is a reality, but the sea and the horizon are also realities.